us to get interactive, and Aisha is going to be taking us through that. Hello, Aisha.
Hello, Israel. And you know how to join this conversation is on facebook.com/Joy News on TV, and on Twitter is on Joy News. Now, there have been concerns about police officers assaulting members of the public in recent times. Now, a 60-year-old pregnant girl who was assaulted by a police officer in Begro in the Eastern region lost her unborn child. Another journalist in the Western region was assaulted by a police officer for questioning why the officer was on a motorbike without a crash helmet. Earlier today, a young man, Emmanuel Tay, also shared a similar experience of police assault on Joy News. Now, this has raised a lot of eyebrows as to whether the Ghana Police Service is shifting focus from the original mandate of protecting the citizenry. What do you make of the situation?
The law must be enforced one way or the other, and if persuasion fails, force must be applied. But in as much as they need to apply force, they should be guided by the law, because you can't just abuse someone just like that. I believe they won't just get up to beat someone, assault someone. They want to do their job, but maybe the other party is proving stubborn or something. So I think they should do their job well, but we, the citizens, should also assist them do the work well.
If even the police have seen something wrong which is being done by a citizen, what the police should do is to also go through the law, and then they can sort things out. I don't really believe that the police should brutalize their citizenry. What they are supposed to do is to protect us and not to brutalize us.
We are there for them, and they are also there for us. So as a citizen, it will be like they should be friendly with us. Yeah, they should be friendly with us. Although it's not good. It's not good. The police shouldn't have to go in that way.
Well, those are interesting comments, but a lot of people are complaining that the police is involved in this kind of stuff we're talking about. But let's see what you've also been sending on Facebook. Okay, so, well, and talking about police brutality, Israel, I think that we've had quite a number of that complaint in recent times. I mean, some years back, we had that, and then we're promised that the police is now becoming professional and all of that. So, I mean, we saw a decline, but it looks like it's coming up again. Because
I think it's going to take some time, and I think it's also about the kind of people that are recruited in the service. And much as the police service want to try to ensure that they maintain discipline, I think there are a lot of miscreants who have found themselves into the service who are not there. It's not just with the police service. I think it's in several other fields of endeavor in this country.
How about the training? Do you think they need some reorientation? Because
they probably do a reorientation of everybody else in the force.
Definitely, because so if the police,
but the police force should also be ready to, the service should also be ready to, instill some, impose some sanctions for people who go foul of. I mean, especially in instances like this, the police service should come down hard so that it will serve as a deterrent to others.
Well, but there are complaints that others are just bullies. They bully people, period. Well, let's check what you've been saying.
Let's get on Facebook. And Adnan says the motive for going to the police training is the genesis of this problem. Someone completes school, and because there is no job, he jumps to join the Ghana Police Service. What do you expect? Those on the highways don't check driving license. They simply collect their 2 Ghana cedis. Michael Nketia says, for me, if you touch me without any tangible reason, I swear Antwa will speak for you. I will make sure the Antwa libation will be poured in front of you. I watched it live at Adom TV this afternoon. Maybe the guy will forgive those policemen who touched him, but for me, not lie. You will go and learn a lesson from your ancestors. And Emmanuel Steiner says such officers must be punished and then dismissed from the service as they tarnish the police service's image. The public should be educated with regards to the limits of police force, and effective channels must be provided to make reports.
Yes, and I tend to agree with Emmanuel. A lot of people do not know some of these things, to the extent that a police officer arrest you and say, I've seized your car key and those things. I mean, he doesn't have any rights to do that. And so I think we should learn more about the limit the police officer can have. And then Philip Ahoma says, our dear country has been turned into a lawless country where those who are giving the mandate to protect us are rather molesting us. who or where do we go to? God help us. Kelan Kofi Komashi says the police is in Ghana. Their behavioral operations is like a thug. They don't engage or operate within the international police rules of engagement. They should be cautioned. Kofi Sam Klinsman says some people think by wearing the uniform they can lord over everybody. I see police brutalize people as if they are not human. I think there's some perversion on some police officers regarding their mandates and needs to be reoriented. Well, those are some interesting comments. Hope the police gets the message and do something about this. Also, the Ghana AIDS Commission has expressed concern about the increasing HIV prevalence rate in the country. According to the Commission, Ghana imports 30 million condoms annually, but condom usage is still low. Well, since most people find it difficult to abstain from sex or be faithful to their partners, condom use has proven to offer greater preventive measures, according to the Commission. But the question remains, why do people not use condoms? Let's hear what you think accounts for the low patronage of condoms in the country.
The condom, the young girls, even the boys, they say it's not real. It's not sweet. So they go it raw, as you know. And they are hurting themselves, but they don't know. You see, for me, I don't even have a boyfriend. So I don't know what to call condom because I don't go for it. But my advice to the young guys to learn because the AIDS is real. No, right now the people normally say they have the medicine, but it's not true.
Advocacy for condom, people to use it has gone a little down. In the past, they used to do a lot of sensitization and the use of condom, but it's been a long time that I heard the use, maybe advertisements on the use of condom.
I believe people are subjecting themselves to natural feelings, you know. They want to enjoy things naturally because here's the case, Ghana is more or less a religious country and believe in naturality. So condoms, people see condoms to be artificial and it doesn't add. It diminishes the excitement and everything in the process.
The reason is at times someone may think, oh, if I go raw without the condom, that will be the easy way ahead to enjoy, but it's also not good.
It's a worrying trend, and you hear a lot of interesting comments coming from the streets. A lot more of that is on Facebook. Israel, let's check them
Barry
out.
Makuba just says, people want the natural distance, or they would hiss at the sight of a condom, push it aside, and go ahead with the distance. The condoms are there, but they are not used during the distance. Simplicity. And this thing, by the way, is a term apparently that's coming from KJTR. That's really on Joy Prime. By Jeremiah says, ha ha ha. The answer is simple. One, people have the belief that their partners have no such virus. The quality of the condoms too have been put to question as to whether you get the real feeling of sex. Having access to condoms at certain times is also not possible. And four, education on the spread of the virus is also low. And I think it's something I'd want to agree with Bayer. I think that the education, we used to have a lot of sensitization. There were lots of adverts on TV.
And awareness programs.
Programs. It seems to have gone quite low.
It's really dwindled.
Adnan Alassan says, it's quite puzzling. One, some people believe that despite all the warning signs, they are somewhat immune to the disease. And two, public education on the infection has gradually waned following the strides made so far. Yes, and that's another point that Adnan is making. Public education on the infection has gradually waned. Too low,
and experts are warning that it could be dangerous for the country. Philip Ashi says it's worrying. I just wonder sometimes, is it education or it's just our stubbornness and also the desire to enjoy sex to the highest level without the use of condom? Even students who study HIV as a course in the university portray such resilience towards the use of condoms. Education is important, but are we ready to embrace its teachings and lessons we acquire? Philip Ahoma says, some say sex with condom doesn't give the kind of pleasure they want, so they will prefer going raw. Nasir Hassan Yaima says, everybody thinks he or she is AIDS free, so there's no HIV AIDS or something. Well, all right. And so those are some of the comments on Facebook. Now, finally, ever heard of the expression church girl? Well, I believe most of us are familiar with this description of ladies who are constantly in church. They go to church almost every day, or at least every Sunday, participate in almost every church activity, and will not miss any opportunity to preach the word of God to you. Now, some people argue that the church is the best place to find a partner. And even more interesting, when you hear the saying that church girls will make good wives. Question, does marrying a church girl guarantee a happy marriage?
It's all about the attitude of the person you are marrying, and the relationship you have with the person. It's not sometimes maybe he may be a church girl, but he may have a bad attitude in marriage. It's not what do you put it? A guarantee that if it's a church girl, you have a happy marriage.
I disagree. Why? Because we have girls in the church who are not, Christ-like. So some just go there for want of a better word, they just go there for protection kind of, okay, so that they'll try to behave Christ-like and then get the guys to marry them and all that.
It's impossible. It cannot guarantee. There's a church girl. There's a church girl that's different from someone who has really devoted her life to be like Christ. So a church girl doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a happy marriage.
Yeah. See,
so what was the song you were singing to me?
Yeah. Kalu.
Oh, man, I can.
I mean, clearly. I mean, for me, if you ask me.
You won't even
church girl?
No way.
Kofi Sam says, yes, most probable, but not always the case. Nowadays, the bad girls go to church virtually every day. Marry her and see, you will miss the package offered by bachelorhood. Albert says, I pulled somewhere west of, just full of pretenders parading themselves as Holy Marys. Trust me, none of these so-called church girls are virgins. They serenade every day. See, let me just make this point, David. Thing is, people are ending up in the church. The girls are ending up in the church because they think that the guys will find the, church marriageable material.
Exactly.
And the guys are also ending up in church knowing that if they appear in church, they'll find some girls who think that they are responsible guys.
And of course, some of them go to church as their last resort after combing, and then when they get frustrated, they end up in church.